Hey everyone, welcome back to Wot Console, and today we're going to be watching a replay from myself, obviously, in the T-29 Minuteman on Himmelsdorf. So, obviously, let's start with what exactly is the T-29 Minuteman. I've already featured it on this channel before, but it is basically a very, very good premium tank you can get your hands on. Like, very good. Is it OP? Yeah. I think it is. So we are on Himmelsdorf, which is a it's a hilly map. This is a weird spawn. I spawn right on the hill, so I'm going to rush hill, obviously, as dominating height. Means you can probably, if your team can hold, sat at the bottom, dominate the game. So here we go, M26 Chaffee, kind of just going crazy. I track him, and there's nothing that guy can do. VK-2801 appears to put a dirt shell right into his body. So I'm going to side script here because if you notice, this tank has side skirts on it, and it actually has 2 layers of them. And obviously that's a captured KV-1 and a Panzer V4, both of which are great, if not exceptional, Tier 5 premium tanks, but against a Tier 7 OP premium, I don't think they're going to be doing too much. My 300 Alpha, I pretty much can rock any of these tanks' worlds. So obviously I can already see our team's capturing the base, which is all the way in the train yard on the other side of the map. So I'm gonna push around with my team and make some moves here, as that is my job as a heavy. This is an assault heavy, similar to that of a jumbo. His job is meant to move. Now this GW Panther, oh my, that is... I'm just impressed. Those are the kind of RD players that make me happy, because artillery, we all know, is very OP at the moment. Like, exceptionally. So basically, an RD rushing is not too bad. So I do manage to pull off that kill on that captured KV-1, which eliminates a pretty deadly Tier 5 premium tank with a really rapid-fire cannon. There's that Panzer V4. I put a massive shell right to his broadside, and now he's going to start running because, he has to do that because, this tank has so much. It has everything going for it. Moderate speed, but for its armor. Great armor. A very good gun, a very competitive gun. It's just all around a really solid tank. I do, unfortunately, not manage to penetrate that shell, going for the bogeys on the IS-2M's side, but this next one I definitely will penetrate, putting it right to the rear of his turret. Now I'm obviously going to help this friendly T-29 as he's my friend, and I hate this spam communications thing, as it does it will last way too long. As you can already put about 1 every 5 seconds, so it really just doesn't allow you to communicate in those important clutch situations. So my friendly T-29, I believe, just died, which is, or that T-67 died, which is quite unfortunate, as that would be a very good support tank if I was brawling and he was sniping. So I'm going to take a little blind shot here, trying to get into the spawn, maybe hit blind shot base, but that's unfortunately not happening. I do in fact have 3 minutes here, which is a decent amount of time considering all the aspects and considering how small the map is, even though I'm on the other side of it. So it's currently about a 4 versus, maybe 1, 2, 3, a 4 versus 7, which is unfavorable for us, but not completely unwinnable. You can already see I just lost a T-34 at Tier 5, and I've got a heavy tank going towards their spawn, and a tank destroyer near our spawn, as well as that T-29, my friendly T-29, who, in post-game stats, is actually going to have a really, really good game, sitting up on the hill while I try to push down. So I'm pushing down, I can get up to about 37 kilometers an hour. Our Hellcat 105, a very powerful tank, is now dead, and I've got to keep moving, because I'm already done about 1,400 damage, kills maybe 1 or 2 tanks, but that's not going to be enough if my team keep up my driving like that. There's an LTG moving by. The enemy team has 43 seconds left on their thing, now 1 minute and 6, which means our heavy tank that is in there is doing his job. Basically, I believe this guy, even though I did really well in this match, won our game. So I'm going to keep pushing up. There's a Stinger shooting up at, I believe, our T-29, and he's clearly firing premium, as that thunk you heard was very much a heat round. There we go again. I put a shell after breaking his engine and his track, killing him. But now, both my bow guitar and my T-29 are now dead. I find myself temporarily in a 1 versus 6. I shut down the SU-122, bringing it to a 1 versus 5. Here we go. So that's a WZ. I got an angle. So unlike the real T-29 where you want to go hold down, this tank can do a bit of angling too. As you can see, I'm turning my side pretty heavily, as that's about 200 millimeters effective right there. He bounces off my truck, which is really good for me as that's about a 400 alpha damage done, and I put yet another one to his lower plate. So, here comes the LTG. He's going to actually unfortunately put one into my lower plate. Although it sounds violent, it isn't really that bad, as I put one last shell into him, shutting him down. LTG misses his shot. Here's where I've got to play calmly, because I can't really get back into a corner here. I need to be able to put my back to a wall, not a corner. A wall is where you can move and shut down the enemy. I noticed on the mini-map there's an enemy behind me, probably I believe it's Stu, T67, shooting at me. And now, here we go, we got a LTG rushing me as well as a Stu. So in this situation, I'm going to ignore the T67 with its low alpha gun, I'm going to turn at the LTG. I do unfortunately miss that shot, not even hitting him. Here comes a Stu. I don't know what this guy was doing. He's ramming himself to death, which is great. I guess he was thinking he was being glorious. I put a shot to the LTG, and now I think in this situation, okay, I gotta chase this guy. This LTG, I think he's just panicking. He clearly was a very good player, which you see in the after game stats, but I actually bounced a shot going off his track, a bit of Russian bias there. Now I'm just gonna keep chasing this guy because I know I have the DPM to deal with him. He panics, runs into a wall. I'm not gonna miss a shot. Boom, putting into basically his direct chassis. Now I'm in a 1 versus 1. He's very clearly in the cap circle. I don't know why this guy went to the cap circle. If I were him, I would just ran. A bit of bad driving there, probably a bit of game lag. That's happened. So unfortunately, my gun is actually damaged. Which means if I miss this T67, I probably won't be able to catch up to him due to my low speed and his great speed and all around kind of nimbleness. So I'm gonna move. I know he's gonna be probably behind the house that is in the cap circle, as that would give him cover and a bit of view range. So I'm gonna aim over, just a little bit of pre-aim, kind of looking over. You can see my reticles quite big from the gun. I turn over, look around the corner. There's the T67. I look around, pull the trigger, the shot flies true, landing directly into his tank, securing a 1 versus 6 clutch. Here we go, we managed to pull out a very, I don't know why it didn't say close victory. I pulled out a massive 9 kills with 3.7k raw damage, and congratulations to this T29 on my team, which is actually using the stock, I believe the stock 90mm, which I remember playing with was absolutely atrocious, so congratulations for him pulling out a 3k damage game with 2 kills. As you can see, the LTG I mean, got a nice 1.4k damage with 2 kills. A very good MVP round, and well deserved as well. Now let's look at these in-game stats. I get a total of 9 kills, the best in game. I do 3.7k damage, hit 20 of my shells. I only assisted 360, but I blocked 2,245 damage. Quite a large amount, especially for tier 7. And I also somehow get the best detection in the game, which is very odd. I pull out even without premium, this would have been a massive game credits-wise, a nice 45,000. With premium account and a premium tank, I don't believe I was running a booster at this time, I pull out a 87.5 thousand silver game with 7k EXP as well as almost 10k commander XP, which is very useful, especially for getting that next cruise skill. For my nails, I get an 8 mastery badge. I also get a Radley Walters, my first ever Kalabanovs, which is, I really wanted this for a while. Back when I started first watching World Tanks, I always wanted a Kalabanovs, as I always wanted to have that thrill of winning myself a 1 versus 5, in my case, a 1 versus 6. I get a Devastator for destroying, I believe, over 7 enemy tanks, which is a very impressive amount, especially this was on a low tier match, something like, I don't know, tier 5 or tier 4. This was a tier 7 match, which is a round where players get to get mildly competent and know what they're doing. I obviously get a cool-headed medal for getting taken over more than my hit points. I also get a shell proof for blocking damage, a duelist for destroying at least 2 enemy vehicles that dealt damage to me, that WZ, as well as I believe, possibly, or probably, that Stu who rammed him to death. Then we got a steel wall medal for blocking more than 1,000 hit points, as well exceeding my vehicle's hit points. I get a bruiser for destroying a lot of modules, probably about 20. I get a Top Gun and I get a high caliber for doing the most damage in a battle with nearly 4K. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. If you liked the video, give it a like. Tell me what you liked about it so I can improve my content. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike and tell me what you didn't like about it so I can improve my content as well. If you're new here, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Stay happy, stay healthy. See you guys later.